All right. We are here, we are here, we are here. Facebook, build me an audience. Guys, as you can see, I can no longer do music in the beginning of any of my videos, or else I will be banned off of Facebook for at least 3 days, and I ain't got time for that. I'm trying to give you guys some love, give you guys some jewels, some nuggets, some things that you can take immediately and apply it into your business, apply it into your life, get some results, get the results that you're looking for. So I'm gonna jump right into it today. As you can see, I have my good friend with me again. You hot?
Yeah.
All right, let me see.
Put some air on, man.
My bad, brother. You feel like I'm... Yeah, put it on here. Is this cool?
Yeah.
Can you feel the air conditioning?
So Ohio weather, man.
Right, we almost had to go in the shorts today.
Ain't no telling.
So we were actually just getting back to the office. Once again, this is my guy, Mike Benoit. You guys heard him in the last video. Extremely sharp gentleman. I'm extremely excited to be partnering with him and what we have going on. We will be introducing it to you very, very soon. I think a lot of people are going to be excited about what we're bringing to the Midwest. But I actually want to ask him his experience. Today was his first true day in the field, knocking doors, right? There's a couple of ways that we can get business. Typically, anybody that is interested in our product has already made an inquiry about it. So either A, you can call them ahead of time, or B, you can do what I like to do, go straight to see the people. And that's what we did today with Mike. So man, how was your experience today?
It was a good experience, you know. I mean, you know, the profession that me and Damon are a part of, insurance, is not new to me. You know, it's something that I've actually been a part of now for the last couple years. And so, but I've never done it in the format that, you know, we did it today. And it was really interesting, man. I mean, you know, you're going out there and, I mean, you're literally just popping up on people, literally. And so it's a little bit different, but you just love on the people, you know, you just love on the people, and, you know, they feel that sincerity. But it was definitely an experience, and, you know, I look forward to definitely helping some other people through the experience as well. But I had fun. It was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. And I wanted to get his opinion on that, because I talk to a lot of agents all the time, and everybody's asking for that magic pill. A lot of them are wondering what I do, what I've done to become successful in the business, what, you know, a lot of the top performers. I know a lot of people that are similar to me get a lot of emails, a lot of phone calls, a lot of DM messages, just trying to really figure out, hey, how do I get it done? And it's funny, no matter what industry you're a part of, typically there is a system already in place that's going to lead to success. It's really just about who's going to go through that process of development, which brought up a topic he and I were talking about earlier. There was a question that was posed by one of the leaders in our industry this morning on our conference call, and he said, what makes any of the top performers any different from anyone else? Right? What's that one quality, what's that one trait that you have as a top performer that separates you from the rest of the crowd? Now, in my opinion, oh wow, they're out here hooping. Okay. In the middle of February, yes, getting that work. In my opinion, I felt like what separated me was my confidence, right? I know that I know I can sell. Period. That's my thing. That's what I do. I don't care what the product is, what the service is, where it is, where I'm put in America. I will go start a conversation with someone. I will transfer my energy, and I will walk away with a check. Period. But he brought up something great. What was it that you said?
Oh yeah, so I thought it was a pretty interesting question too, and I was sitting there like, man, it's kind of hard to really pinpoint one thing specifically that separates someone who, you know, is experiencing success as opposed to someone who's not experiencing success. And if I had to give you one thing in particular, and like I said, it's really hard for me to just choose one thing. I want to talk about faith. I want to talk about desire. But Tony Robbins said something that's always stuck with me. Yeah, my man Keith, belief is key. It's everything. But he said, in life, you may miss your goals, but you will always hit your standards. So in life, you may miss your goals, but you will always hit your standards. And it's so true. You know, no matter the how, you will always figure out a way to meet your standard, whatever it is, whether it's your love life, whether it's your financial situation, anything, you know, relationships that you have with your parents or your children, whatever it is, there's a standard that you have in your mind, and nothing gets in the way of that standard. So if you had a standard of being a great father, there's no situation that's going to come up to say, oh, well, you know, son, I was going to be there for you, but the economy got tough, and because of that, you know, not really able to come through for you right now. You know, my father has never said that to me, ever, you know, and I thank God that I've had a father like that in my life. But it's just a standard that he has, you know, and so we always will meet our standard, you know. So what we've got to do, if you want to increase, you know, your results in any area of your life, just simply raise the standard. That's it. Raise the standard and say, you know what? This is what I deserve. This is what I'm worth. I deserve to be loved. I deserve to have joy. I deserve to have peace. I deserve to experience abundance. I deserve to contribute at a high level and be known for that. You know, these are all standards. And so that was one thing that really stuck out to me that we talked about earlier.
Yeah, I think that's strong. Guys, we really appreciate all the likes, all the loves, all the comments. Please make sure that you're sharing this video with at least 1 to 2 people. I know the information is going to impact thousands of people's lives anyway. But one point that I would like to make with that, when you think about your standard, I'm sure a lot of people are asking, okay, I have a standard right now, but how do I raise that standard? The one thing that I can definitely suggest is how you view yourself, right? Your self-image. How do you improve the self-image that you have of you? Because at the end of the day, no matter what you feel about you, that's going to be evident in all areas of your life. I think one of the examples that Tony Robbins gave, I think in that same exact seminar, was if you look around the room right now, if you look around wherever you are, typically you can very quickly see the people that you know have a standard or have a vision of themselves of being in shape, right? They have a certain muscle definition. They have a certain tonality. They have a certain confidence about the way they walk, about the way they are, right? I think one of the examples that you gave me maybe about a year ago is, I believe you said you knew somebody that was associated with Floyd Mayweather. And the standard that he had in his life was he wants to be a billionaire. I believe it was his financial advisor.
Oh, yeah. So I know someone who is really good friends with Floyd's financial advisor. And he said, this is what he said. He said, working with Floyd is harder than working with any CEO I've ever dealt with, because this guy believes he should be making $1 billion a year. Mm-hmm. And so he pushes everybody around him. Why? Because of a standard. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yep.
It's that simple.
Yep.
He just has a standard. And so, you know, I think one way that you can raise your standards is by going out and experiencing life at a higher level. You know, You've got to get out of wherever you are, you know, whatever environment you're in right now, you know, go experience what it's like to live in a home like that. Go to the, Damon does this all the time. He goes to the Mag dealership all the time. Why? Because it helps him raise his standards. Because when he gets back in his car that he has right now, what does he say to himself? I can't stay here.
No, I'm not gonna stop here.
You know, I was rolling around with my mentor one time in his Wraith, and I was like, yo, my Benz doesn't feel like this. I'm looking at the roof, I'm looking all around, I'm like, yo,
I don't have lights in my ceiling like that.
Yeah, I don't have lights in my ceiling like that.
It's completely unnecessary, but I gotta have it now, right?
I gotta have it. I gotta have it, you know. Yeah. But you've got to get outside of your comfort zone and go experience that. And it, you know, it's not necessarily the most comfortable thing to do in the beginning. I mean, you know, another mentor that I have, I went to dinner with him one time, And the watch that he had on, I had never seen it in my life. It just came in that day, and I think the watch, you know, he said he paid about $110,000 for the watch, and he said, yeah, this is my casual one. This is the watch I wear when I don't want to really attract a whole lot of attention. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what? Like that, you know, and so you've got, but what I'm saying is this: his watch is worth more than my Benz is.
Right.
Was that uncomfortable for me? Sure, it was. But guess what happened? It raised my standard.
Yeah.
Because it let me know what was possible, and it let me know also what I was settling for and what I no longer had to settle for any longer. You know, more was possible, more was available, but you have got to go out there and experience that for you to know that it's available for you.
Yeah, and I think right alongside of all those things is what we're really talking about is your conditioning, right? Because at the end of the day, your self-image is based off of the people that you've hung around. It's based off of the words you've been hearing, the things that you've been watching, all the conditioning that you have over time that's led you to believe certain things about yourself. So when we talk about, hey, how do you raise your standards? How do you raise your awareness? How do you raise your self-image? How do you recreate who you are? Well, it's going to start with those things. It's going to start with your conditioning. It's going to start with, hey, who am I hanging around on a daily basis? What type of audios am I listening to? What type of things am I reading every single day? You know, what type of environments am I in on a daily basis? Because once you change that, you automatically change the way that you see yourself. So it's not so much, hey, I gotta have this watch or I gotta have this car. Really, my desire to improve my lifestyle is for the purpose of adding value to other people at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Right? Because at the end of the day, money chases value, right? But when you're improving other people's lives through doing videos like this, right? Through getting out there, through showing people that there is something else you can do besides shooting a basketball or running a football or, you know, doing things that are illegal to gain money. There's things that you can do with your mind, right? There's things if you just think the right way, right? I think we were listening to a guy earlier talking about a lot of the people, because I know there's a lot of people that watch our videos, and there's a lot of people that watch these videos, and they're like, man, I've listened to the Tony Robbins, I'm listening to the Les Brown, I'm reading all the right books, I'm going to the seminars, I'm doing so forth and so on, but it's just not working out for me right now. Well, keep in mind that in the Science of Getting Rich, it says that you must do things a certain way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Extremely important. So there's so many other things that are involved, but when you are raising your standard, you have to be very conscientious of exactly where you are, which is what we talked about in the last video. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Doing things in a certain way. I mean, there's nothing new under the sun. There's just different perspectives on the same thing, you know? And so, you know, years ago, you know, somebody came across oil, and they might have struck oil and they were mad because it messed up their shoes. But because they didn't know the potential for oil, they just you know, walked past it and never thought twice about it. Yeah. Another guy comes around oil and he's like, oh, this right here, this is worth billions of dollars. Yeah. This right here can employ people, you know, millions of people. This right here is an asset. You know, but it was just two different perspectives on the same thing. And so doing things in a certain way, that's what separates you. So, you know, it's simply doing a common thing in an uncommon way. Mm-hmm. That's all it is. Yeah. Do a common thing in an uncommon way, you know?
Yeah.
But it's all based on the hands, you know? So it's like you take a basketball right now. If you take a basketball right now and you put it in my hands, it's not worth much. But if you take a basketball right now and you put it in LeBron James's hands,
or Damon, or Kyrie, come on, man.
What happens?
How this man gonna be in my car and not mention Kyrie first? Come on now.
What happens? A whole new world opens up. Mm-hmm. What changed? Was it the ball or the hands? It was the hands. Mm-hmm. So you know, your perspective on things, your attitude toward things, that's what's gonna make the difference.
Your attitude. That's huge, because perspective is everything, right? glass half full. You guys have all heard those analogies. I was reading Think and Grow Rich for like the umpteenth time the other day, and one of the first stories that they share is the story of the guy who stopped 3 feet short of gold. Right? It was the gold rush. Everybody was looking to make money in gold. He got all the right tools together. He got his family's resources. They put a bunch of money into him. He was ready. He struck it. He started to see some success. And then all of a sudden, everything stopped. Right? It said the ore was no longer there. So he sold all of his equipment. Another gentleman comes along. He says, you know what? Let me do some research. Let me bring some professionals in. Let's reevaluate this situation. And guess what? 3 feet away from where they stopped, he struck gold and became a multi-millionaire. Well, the gentleman that stopped, he learned his lesson. And guess what industry he went into?
What's that?
The insurance industry. I'm just saying. It's a true story. Read it. Think and Grow Rich. But I wanted to share a story about persistence with you guys, because a lot of people see the success that, and I'm nowhere close to where I'm going to be, but a lot of people see it and they're like, man, I don't think that he had to go through anything, right? I want to tell you guys a quick story. 2 years ago, when I started in this business, things were not the way they are right now at all, not even close, right? I was actually sharing a car with Sierra. We had a 2003 Hyundai Elantra, a red Hyundai Elantra. It was a POS, but it got the job done, right? It had no real air in it. It had no air conditioning in it whatsoever. I believe we had to make sure the transmission the transmission fluid as well as the oil was full at the end of every day. So we had to constantly top it off, right? I remember there were no leads. If you're a part of our business, you know what I'm talking about, but there were no leads available in the surrounding areas. I live in Columbus. So I had to travel out to Toledo, right, to make sure I got business done. Getting out to Toledo when in the middle of the summer, it's hot as all get out, right? Once again, no air conditioning. I had glasses at the time, so my glasses are literally sliding down my face every time I get out of the car. It's super hot. If you guys can see, like, it was all cloth interior, literally. Like, I would almost have to vacuum the dashboard because it was that much cloth. But anyway, I get out of the car every single stop by. I'm super hot, right? Sacrificing things that I made. So I didn't have the money to go back and forth from Toledo to Columbus. Didn't really have the gas money either. I think the hotel stay, it was like $30 to stay at the Motel 6. I didn't even have that. So my plan was I was going to get to Toledo, work the entire day, go to LA Fitness, actually use it. It's funny that he just jumped on. Use a gentleman's membership to get in, right? Because I didn't even have money for a membership at that time. So I was going to use his name to get in LA Fitness. I was going to shower right before they closed. Once that was done, I was going to travel about 20 more minutes to sleep at a movie theater, because it was kind of designed just like Easton. If you guys are familiar with Toledo, it's in Maumee. But I was going to sleep there, wake up in the morning, take a shower at LA Fitness again, work out, act like I had just came from my home or something, and then work the next day. Like that's how bad things were, right? So when we're talking about persistence, there's different things that everyone's going to have to go through. There's different things that you're going to have to experience. Maybe it doesn't have to be that drastic, but we all have a story. I promise any successful person that you see, they're going to go through those 4 stages of learning, right? We talk about them all the time. Unconscious incompetence, conscious incompetence, conscious competence, and unconscious competence, where you're going to have to learn your way through growth. There's no industry that you can get into right now where you can say, boom, I'm a multi-millionaire. I promise you, you will go through different industries at times, maybe with the same skill set that will develop you into the person that's now making millions of dollars, whatever that is. Do you have any experiences like that?
In terms of, you talking about in terms of like...
Yeah, being completely homeless. Well, maybe not that bad, but you know.
I've been homeless before, absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. Man, like, you know... I think I was around maybe 22. I was about 21 or 22. And I was hard-headed, man. I was hard-headed. Refused to listen to anybody that, cause I figured I knew it all. And it led me to having to live with my sister. Yeah. So, I mean, but I didn't have a home to call
Right.
my own, you know. Thankfully, you know, my sister let me stay with her. But yeah, man, I mean, I could tell you, I could tell you guys way more losses I've had than wins.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But it's the persistence. It's the persistence. Let me tell y'all guys, persistence is the insurance for failure. If you want some insurance when it comes to failure, persist. Persist. No matter what's happening. And it doesn't matter what's happening in your life right now. Understand that there's nothing that has happened yet where you didn't come out on top.
Yeah.
And I know that because you're still here.
Yeah. You are the miracle. You're looking for a miracle to happen today in your life. Guess what? You are the miracle.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
what makes people persist? Knowing the end result.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know at the end of the day, right? For a lot of people to build the businesses, our mentor says it all the time, it doesn't necessarily take faith anymore because there's so many examples. It's going to take your belief. It's going to take your words. It's going to take your environment. It's going to take the things that you're looking at. Belief is so important, but we just wanted to come on here, kind of share a couple of things with you guys. Obviously, he's beginning his process right now. He's taking some things that he's been able to transfer from different industries, and he's going to absolutely kill this thing. I promise you guys, what we're coming out with, what we are doing right now is going to change the game, and we are so excited to introduce it to every single one of you. Anything that you want to add?
Hey, we love y'all. You know, it's been a great experience today. It's been trying. You know, I've definitely took some L's today. I got my nose bloodied on multiple occasions, but that's what it takes. I mean, when I was boxing, you know, I learned how to catch a jab by getting hit with one. You know, I learned how to tuck my elbow and block a body shot by getting hit with one.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
so you know you're gonna take some lumps, you're gonna take some L's, and you know, that's just a part of the process. But you know, you're greater than whatever, you know, is up against you, and I know that because of whose you are. You know, who created you. You know, and so I'm excited for you guys as well. I know you guys have.
Won.
You've already won, yeah.
Yes.
But I know you guys have some incredible things that are in the works as well. And I'm excited about that. I look forward to supporting those things as well. But yeah, man, great day today.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Guys, do me a huge favor. Share this with at least 2 people. Share it on your Facebook. Tell somebody about it. It's an incredible way to share, right? Facebook Live, who thought of that? It was probably me. No, I wish. Anyway, guys, have an incredible day. We will be hearing from you or speaking to you very soon. Bye-bye.